So at this point here, if you have any questions, please feel free. Yes, sir.
I've been told that Mr. Shearer kept large sums of cash in that house. Can you confirm that?
Mr. Shearer was in fact a poker player. As far as the large amounts of cash that were kept in the house, for the rest of the family members, it's something that I'm not either going to confirm or deny at this point here for safety reasons.
Could it have been a gambling debt that led to the killings?
Excuse me?
Could it have been a gambling debt that led to the killings?
Again, because it's only the fourth day, obviously, that is one of the possibilities we're looking into. It has been reported, as you're well aware, on gambling.com and some of the other websites that he was in fact being referred to as a professional poker player. I don't believe that's accurate that he was a professional poker player. His main business interests were buying and selling property and things like that. But he did in fact frequent some of the card rooms and stuff like that.
What could you tell us about the condition of the house? It ransacked, it looked like there was a robbery involved.
I can tell you that there was some of the things in the house have been disturbed. Whether or not it was a burglary or not, we're still trying to investigate. Or was it something that may have been a burglary to make it look like a burglary. So again, we did a walkthrough today with one of the family members in regards to that, so they could assist us to establish if anything in fact was missing. They were very helpful. Whether or not there was things missing, I'm not going to comment at this time.
Did he have any gambling debts that you've been able to determine?
At this point here, he did not, as far as we could tell, have any gambling debts.
Were they wearing evening clothes? Like you said, they're up and down?
Yes, they were. They were, in fact, in their evening attire, pajamas, at the time of the incident.
Where was that dinner exactly?
It's at the country club in Castlewood, yes. We haven't pinned down. Someone thought it might have been a fundraiser, political fundraiser. I don't believe it was. I think they were just out as a couple having dinner. Another question that's been raised is, for those of you who don't know, Charlene was in fact a teacher at Cal State East Bay. She had not been working for this semester, the winter semester. The reason she wasn't working for the winter semester is because her and her husband always liked to travel during the parts of the world where our winter is their summer. It was her standard thing that she worked the spring, fall, and summer semesters at Cal State so she could have the winter semester off so her and her husband could travel about.
Are you saying that somebody knew their schedule and tried to break into the house?
No, it's just what I'm saying is some people said the last few days inquiring why she was off work. Is that normal that she was off work? The only point I'm trying to make, it was normal. I'm not trying to tie it into as far as anything goes with the crime or anything like that. I'm just trying to dispel the fact that it wasn't anything related to her being off while we feel she got killed or anything like that.
Is he like the first and second if I was looking at?
He has actually junior. There's actually senior, junior, and his son's the third.
Is his son a poker player?
Yes, and his son is a poker player. His son does, in the poker world, apparently his son is a professional poker player. That is his primary source of income is poker playing. So.
Did he have any gambling debts?
His son, at this point here, we haven't got into that yet.
Could this be a mistaken identity? Someone said it was his son and him and that kind of thing?
At this point here, again, it's so early. There's, he was a very colorful person. There's just so much for us to look into as far as, the motives. Another thing, too, that, we haven't discounted is we're looking into it, but as you're all well aware that, they bought the house from the Creamers. The Creamers have been contacted in regards to this incident just to advise them of what occurred. in regards to their house that they used to live in. By no means am I saying that it has anything related to that, but I'm just trying to explain here the full gamut as far as where this thing has taken us in 4 days. It's very, very time consuming. And there's all kinds of things for us to look into as far as this goes.
Where in the
Sir,
house were the bodies found, and was there forced entry? Did they break through the door? Or how did-
Like I said, the bodies were found in close proximity to each other. They were in the front of the house. As far as whether or not the house was broken into, I'm not going to divulge that. I understand you guys have a job, and those of you that know me, I'm very well aware of that. You also have to understand from our standpoint, some of the stuff you'll never hear from us because we have to hold back some things. As you're all aware, there's people that confess to stuff all the time. If we didn't hold back on certain things to know whether they were telling us the truth, we would never be able to sort out who really is a suspect and who may be some kook that's just trying to take credit for this.
Did it seem like a professional?
Who are the Kramers?
Excuse me?
The Kramers, the people that live in the
Kramer,
house?
she's a professional golfer.
Did they just buy the house? Is that what you're saying?
They had been living in that house for 2 years and they bought it from the Kramers. The only reason I'm telling you this, I'm trying to be, in case somebody finds out that we did contact the LPGA security and somebody thinks we're trying to, by no means, they're aware of it. We felt it.
The house is for sale. There's a for sale sign?
That's a different house.
Oh, it's a-
Yeah, it's
So-
the house next door is for sale.
What is the golfer's name?
Paula is her first name?
Paula Kramer?
And they have grandchildren as well? 2 adult children, do they have grandchildren?
There are grandchildren, correct.
Is there any weapon at all in this?
Again, that's one of the things that they were severely beaten. The only thing I would request, please, at this point, is there any other questions before I start requesting things from you?
Did it seem like a professional job or just like was it clean or
You
was
know,
it?
at this point here, it's just so early, and I know there's not much that I'm putting out here, but, I mean, you guys gotta understand, 2 people were brutally killed in their house. I mean, whoever did this, or the persons that did it, I mean, it's bad enough you get sometimes single people killed. You got somebody that went into somebody's house and killed a husband and wife and been married for 31 years. I mean, we're very concerned, obviously. We've been working on this very long. We're not going to stop working on it. As things come in, we feel that we can share them with the public. My first thing I would really feel comfortable doing is to be able to, I wish we could come up with a motive and say, hey, it was related over to this or related to that, just to put people at ease that it wasn't somebody randomly going into somebody's house. But I don't think it's fair that I say that at this point until we're 100% positive that it wasn't just a random act. Do I believe it's a random act? No, I believe it's not. But do I have proof? No.
So you were mentioning a weapon, but you're saying they were beaten.
Correct.
Is it correct to say they were beaten to death? Or is that
Well, they
not-
died and they were beaten, so they were beaten to death.
But no knives, no guns.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they were beaten.
So is that the cause of death?
Is right now they were beaten to death.
Any other possible motives you've identified? I mean, looking at that gambling angle. Anything else you can share with us?
Well, I mean, I know he was well-known in the San Ramon area for, his ventures in trying not to get taxes raised for some school venture and stuff like that, so.
Anybody threaten him at all in that regard?
Again, we're still looking into that, but, I mean, it was brought to our attention that, that there was some people that were not happy with his political points in regards to some of the things that he was trying to stop.
Did you say the family put up the reward? I'm sorry.
Correct. The family did put up the reward.